Paul Danan has tragically passed away at the age of 46, leaving behind a legacy of both talent and personal struggles that deeply touched those who knew him. The former Hollyoaks star's management confirmed the heartbreaking news in an official statement, expressing the profound loss felt by his family, friends, and fans. The statement read, "It is with heavy hearts that we share the tragic news of the passing of Paul Danan at just 46 years old. Known for his television presence, exceptional talent, and unwavering kindness, Paul was a beacon of light to so many. His untimely departure will leave irreplaceable voids in the lives of all who knew him. During this difficult time, we kindly request respect and privacy for Paul's family, friends, and colleagues. No further comments will be made at this time." This devastating announcement comes as a shock to many, particularly as Paul's life had been fraught with challenges in recent years. On the day of his passing, Paul had been due to appear in court over charges related to drug and driving offenses. According to court documents, he faced allegations of being in possession of several bags of cocaine as well as a quantity of cannabis. He was scheduled to enter a plea at Warrington Magistrates Court in Cheshire but tragically passed away just hours before his scheduled appearance. This sequence of events has added an additional layer of tragedy to his untimely death. Paul's struggles with health and addiction were well documented, and just months before his passing, he endured a near-fatal health scare that highlighted the severity of his battle. He was rushed to the hospital and given CPR after suffering respiratory failure linked to his addiction to vaping. Reflecting on the harrowing incident, Paul shared that he had been using his vape when he suddenly lost his breath and collapsed. His family's quick actions, including administering CPR and calling for emergency assistance, saved his life. "My family called for an ambulance and started giving me CPR, then police arrived and took over before paramedics took me to the hospital. I was on a machine in ICU and ended up with pneumonia. My family were warned I might not make it through the night. I'm so lucky," he recalled with gratitude. Despite his survival, doctors issued a stark warning about the consequences of continuing his vaping habits. Paul recounted, "The doctor was so harsh with me. She told me, 'Paul, you don't know how serious this was, and you are going to be in here for a while now on this oxygen.' She said if I ever smoke in any form again, I risk being linked to an oxygen tank later on in life. She said that's it now." This moment served as a wake-up call for Paul, but it also underscored the ongoing battle he faced with his health and addiction. Tributes from friends and colleagues have poured in, highlighting the profound impact Paul had on those who knew him. Big Brother star Eileen Horgan-Wallace expressed her heartbreak, writing, "Paul Danan, a friend of mine. I'm so shocked and heartbroken. My darling man. I will cherish all our happy memories." Her message, accompanied by a broken heart emoji, concluded, "R.I.P. you beautiful, amazing, talented human." Similarly, EastEnders star Michael Greco, known for his role as Bep DeMarco, paid tribute to Paul on social media, writing, so sad to read about the passing of Paul Danan. In this day and age of falsities and fake people, he was a genuine and caring man who just wanted to please everyone. A lovely, warm man that will be missed by many. R.I.P. Buddy." The outpouring of love and admiration from fellow actors and reality stars speaks to the deep connections Paul forged throughout his life. Fans have also taken to social media to mourn Paul's passing. His last post, shared a week ago, was an audition tape for the role of Orsino in Twelfth Night. Comments section of this post has since become a space for fans to pay their respects. One user wrote, "R.I.P. mate, sleep well," while another shared, "So shocked. I hope it's not true. R.I.P. Paul. Why are so many young and vibrant people leaving us so soon?" These heartfelt messages reflect the deep sense of loss felt by those who followed Paul's career and personal journey. Paul's life was one marked by immense talent and equally immense challenges. He rose to fame as Sol Patrick on the popular soap opera Hollyoaks, a role he played from 1997 to 2001. However, his time on the show was marred by personal struggles, including an early introduction to substance abuse. During a candid conversation on the Dozen podcast with Liam Tufts, Paul revealed that he was introduced to cocaine on his first day at Hollyoaks. "The day I started there, someone, and I am not going to say who, handed me an eighth of cocaine, and I didn't really know much about coke, and he was like, "Welcome." It was the first day, the first read-through. I hadn't even filmed anything, he recounted. This early exposure set the stage for years of struggle with addiction, which Paul openly discussed throughout his life. In addition to his challenges with substance abuse, Paul faced scrutiny over his personal life, particularly his relationships. He was candid about his experiences, admitting to having had relationships with more than 1,000 women. While he acknowledged the excitement of his past, he also expressed a sense of loss and longing. "I just enjoyed it, and I think there's a flip side to that, because now I really miss it," he shared. During his conversation on the podcast, Paul also reflected on the complexities of dating as an older man, saying, "You have to be really careful that if you're looking at like 25, 30-year-olds and they look fing 20, 25, is that wrong? Is that right? Are you all right to even kind of fancy someone that's, say, 25, 30 years old? They're not really on your level because you're 45. And you're talking about different things than they are, and they don't know what the F you're talking about." These reflections revealed a man grappling with the passage of time and the shifting dynamics of relationships. Paul's career extended beyond Hollyoaks. He appeared on the original version of Love Island in 2005, where his larger-than-life personality earned him both fans and critics. Despite leaving Hollyoaks in 2001 to pursue a Hollywood career, Paul remained a fixture in the reality TV circuit, participating in shows like Celebrity Big Brother and Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. His openness about his struggles with addiction and mental health made him a relatable figure to many, even as it exposed him to public scrutiny. Legal troubles were another recurring theme in Paul's life. In 2010, he was fined £350 and referred to a drugs agency for support after being arrested for cannabis possession and a public order offense. This incident, which occurred in Neesworth Street, Royston, highlighted the ongoing challenges Paul faced in managing his mental health and substance use. He later admitted to medicating himself for anxiety and depression, a pattern that underscored the complexities of his struggles. Despite these challenges, Paul's role as a father to his 9-year-old son De Niro was a source of immense pride and joy. He often spoke about his love for his son and the importance of being a positive influence in his life. This paternal bond added another layer of depth to Paul's story, showcasing his capacity for love and his desire to be a better person for the sake of his family. In interviews, Paul often reflected on his decisions and the paths his life had taken. Speaking to the Mail Online in November last year, he expressed regret over leaving Hollyoaks due to fears of being typecast. "Back then, everyone didn't want to be the next Ken Barlow. You wanted to go off and play different roles, especially when you're a real actor," he explained. This decision, while understandable, marked a turning point in his career, leading to a mix of opportunities and challenges that defined his life in the years that followed. Paul's journey was one of highs and lows, triumphs and tribulations. His untimely death at the age of 46 has left an indelible mark on those who knew him and admired his work. As tributes continue to pour in, it is clear that Paul Danan's legacy will be remembered not only for his talent but also for his resilience and the raw honesty with which he shared his struggles. Rest in peace, Paul Danan. Your light will not be forgotten.